Okay, the next presenter will be presented by another amazing presenter, that is Roger Stegay, and with his prototype under the project title Base Isolation System. The time is yours.
Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, this is let me begin with my presentation. And but before that, welcome to my presentation session. My project is based isolation system, which is the project under base learning project, which is given by Sagu Foundation. And next, okay. When everybody see this picture, what do you think that happened to the object inside this picture? Sorry, please. Is it clearly? Is it clear? Okay, let's next. Okay, this is the appearance of buildings they make in Yogyakarta. Next, next. Okay, this is the incident in Yogyakarta on 27th of May, 2006. This is you can see that this is the consequence of the natural disaster, which is earthquake that occur in Yogyakarta. We know this is the problem. One thing that we have to know that our country Indonesia is located in the meeting point of tectonic plate, which are Pacific, Eurasian, and Indo-Australia. So those things that make Indonesia is prone to the earthquake activity. So, this is the natural disaster. So, one question that comes to my mind is, could we solve this problem? Could we solve this problem? Maybe anyone have a different answer? Could we solve this problem? Okay. For me, we cannot solve this problem. Why? Because this is a natural disaster that uh, unpredictable. So it will be occur continuously without any predictability. So we cannot solve this problem, but minimize the consequences of earthquake to the sustainable life. How to minimize that? This is I introduce a new concept of base isolation system that with I utilize the bearing ball concept. So this concept is uh, this concept is to isolate the horizontal movement of surface and the energy which is transferred to the building, but this system will able to isolate the horizontal movement of the earthquake to the building, so it can minimize the make of to the along with the content inside it. Uh, for next, for get a more understanding, let me demonstrate how the concept works. But it will be demonstrated by prototype in prototype. Okay, everybody see that, don't focus to the miniature, but focus to the concept. This is called the this is the base isolation system. And I utilize, I'm sorry for the people who so far. And this is ball that I utilize isolate isolate the energy which is transferred by surface movement that caused by earthquake activity, tectonic earthquake activity. So this ball will move, follow the movement of the surface. So it could isolate they make the energy which is transferred by the surface to the building that could cause the damage of the building to the building. And the system is part of the foundation element, with part of the foundation element. So it under the ground could based on the function to isolate the damage the energy with from the surface movement. Let me try to show you work. When the earthquake is occur, the surface will move from to every direction. This concept able to isolate the movement from every direction, from the left to right or from the front to the back. This is how it works. I'm sorry because before that I used previously I used the machine Venan Brothers Venan machine. It's a hand drill machine to give the movement to the board, but the situation is not not supportive, so I just use the manual way to move the experimental board. And this is uh, this is how the concept is work to isolate the building they make. So everybody has to know that we cannot solve the earthquake natural disaster, but we are able to minimize the consequences to our sustainable life. This is the budget that allocated by Sagu Foundation to me for run my project. Uh, the allocated budget is 500,000 rupiah. My expenses to purchase the material and the equipment is 200, while the remaining budget that I'm still having now is 300,000 rupiah. Next. This is one question, the last question for everybody here. Prevent before the situation gets critical or fight after being in a critical. And I hope you all have your own decision, and I hope you are not wrong. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. That's the good ideas. It can help lots of people. So we will move to our Q&A section. We will start from our guest assessors. From Mr. Dayorian Rifanto, Mr. Tommy Reumi, and Ms. Frederica Niken, please.
Yeah, thank you very much, moderator. Hello, Rogers.
Hi.
I read your story. Okay, it's a very nice presentation. Yeah, Rogers, thank you very much. But I think that it would be better if you in the opening of the presentation you can use video. Yeah, I mean to show the damage of the earthquake. Yeah, and it's really grasp attendance. What is it? Perhatian, the attention. Yeah. So using the video will be better. Yeah. I know it's very hard to to present your presentation because it's very technical. Yeah, for me. Yeah, for myself, it's very technical. So it's quite hard to follow that, but I think that you've done well because of you can ended it good. Yeah, using the quotation. I think that's all. Yeah, Rogers. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dayu. Next, Mr. Tom. We have 2 minutes left.
Okay.
Please make your.
Okay,
Please
thank
make
you.
it simple. Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you. Okay, I agree with Mr. Dayu. At the beginning, honestly, I'm quite confused with that picture that you put on your presentation. And I'm just asking myself, this is like abandoned place or unfinished building or what? And the second one is I'm curious with Yogyakarta. why do you choose Jogja as your example, Yogyakarta? Because as far as I know that in Papua, there are some places that are located in a ring of a fire. We have a Biak, we have a Nabire. Why you didn't choose a Biak or a Nabire, and then you choose a Yogyakarta? So I'm still curious with that. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, Mr. Tom. I like the question. Why did I choose Yogyakarta? Because on the incident, it's like the scale of the earthquake is different, really different, because the damage like this is only caused by the earthquake with the scale of 7 SR, and this is the point that make me choose to select this picture or this incident as my presentation material. So many people can see that earthquake is really not really harmful, but the system of the building has to be more powerful to uh, to uh, to minimize the consequences of earthquake activity to the structure, because this is include included to sustainable life. By the incident, it will affect more mortality for the people, for the society. And this is one example of the earthquake with the scale, with a small scale, but has a big consequence for the people, and it get more mortality in Yogyakarta. That's why I chose this incident to become my presentation material. Am I making am I making sense, Mr. Tom?
Okay, so the prototype can we use in a Papua or just in Yogyakarta?
Actually, I'm not super location, but I see the issue in the big scale, which is Indonesia, because Indonesia is located in the prone area of earthquake. That's why this is one example of incident that could become the example for me to support my project, to prove the people that earthquake is really earthquake consequences is really harm for the people life, for the sustainable life.
Thank you. Sorry, all the assessors, we are running out of time. So one more question or feedback from tutors. Mr. Jansen.
Okay, thank you. One question, in case if we cannot find material to build physical prototype like the one, is there any other software to build or to demonstrate the concept or to prototype the concept, so we can use as an alternative?
Thank you. Nice question, Mr. Johnson. Of course, to create this concept, this miniature, I need to design. And the software that I utilize to design this project, this concept is AutoCAD. I utilize AutoCAD 2D and 3D to design this concept. Thank you.
Thank you. That's the end of presentation. So even though we can't solve the problem, at least we can support SDGs number 11, sustainable city and community.